Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Rare Beer Club. I'm your host, the Ginger Yeti, and if you're new to the channel, the Rare Beer Club is a subscription club put out by the beerofthemonthclub.com. I receive a box like this every month. It contains 2 hand-selected beers, cost me about $60, and I open the box, I select one beer to review blindly, and then I review the second beer at another date, in another video. So, got this open, pull out the paperwork, pull out the beers, and then we'll get rid of the box here. 2 big bad beers. Oh, one of them's from the brewery. I'll get rid of the advertisement. So, I've got the brewery from Placenta, California. Sucre, Rare Beer Club exclusive 2014. This box is from October 2023, because I do have a lot of them sitting around still. This is a New American Oak Aged Ale at 14.5%. That would be this one right here. And the other beer is Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales out of Dexter, Michigan. Making the Turn, a barrel-aged wild stout. A barrel-aged wild stout with juniper berries and chocolate. 6.5%. Well, I think I'm going to go with the Jolly Pumpkin, because I think I might have reviewed some of those beers before on the channel. If not, I'm losing it. But I've definitely had a lot of their beers before. Had a lot of the brewery beers before too. But this warm evening, even though it's a stout, a lower ABV stout that's a wild stout with juniper berries and chocolate, sounds like it might be a delicious beer for this warm evening here. And if you've never seen my channel before, Rare Beer Club always comes with this paperwork. Take a look at that in a minute. On the bottle here, it's got Making the Turn, chocolate juniper stout, oak aged Michigan sour beer, ale brewed with juniper berries with chocolate and juniper berry flavor added, brewed and bottled by Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales, Dexter, Michigan. On the back here, it says, Making the Turn. Health, nature, improved social life. These are child's things. Amateur glory is our ends. What? Amateur glory is our ends, and by golly, the mighty disc is our means. Oh, this is like a disc golf inspired beer. I didn't even realize that. This is guys playing disc golf in the rain. Oh, interesting. Brewed exclusively for the Rare Beer Club, Making a Turn is a 12-month photo-aged stout infused with chocolate and juniper berries and boasts subtle notes of rye, coffee, and vanilla. Froth on, folks. Froth on. Cheers and mahalo plenty. Ron Jeffries, founder and chief squeegee operator. Okay. And the date on the bottle is 8/17/2023. Probably shouldn't have aged this. This is a low ABV sour beer. They do have, like I said on the paperwork here, they do have some aging and pairing notes. Making the Turn has great potential for further aging, but can be enjoyed now. So, hopefully it's still good, since I didn't realize what it was, and I've had this bottle sitting around since 2023. It's now 2025. And wow, what am I going to drink this out of? I am a mess. We'll pause for a second so I can go get a glass. Probably not the first time I forgot to grab a glass for a video. Probably won't be the last time I do it. But I've got my snifter here, and on the paperwork they always suggest tulip, chalice, goblet, or teku glass. And this is kind of like a goblet or chalice, so it works out. And they have the paperwork here. So I'll try to skim through and read some of it to you. Approaching the nondescript structure that houses the Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales brewery, you might think the place looks more like a defunct paper products warehouse than a world-class brewery. But step inside and not only will you find shiny brewing equipment, you'll also encounter row upon row of wooden barrels in which beer of various ages blends and funk levels is maturing. The brewery performs barrel aging on all the Jolly Pumpkin beers. The time, labor, and expense required to age every ounce of beer they make in traditional wood barrels is, some would say, madness. But it's what breeds their awesome array of truly distinctive beers. Well, that and open fermentation means that the yeast are left to work their magic in a container that's left wide open instead of being inside a closed stainless steel tank. This means that any Wild yeast floating around in the air can get into the beer and apply a bit of their own natural funk to the flavor of the beer. Talk about personalization. The combination of open fermentation and barrel aging is not only artisanal brewing, it's an additional element to the art of brewing that has largely disappeared from the craft. Sure, barrel aging has become increasingly popular among the craft brewers and beer geeks, but as a proportion of the overall amount of beer produced in the U.S., few people are doing it, and fewer do it as well as Jolly Pumpkin. Jolly Pumpkin takes it a step further by even fermenting its beers in wood before aging them further. A risky process when it comes to consistency and quality control, but founder and brewer Ron Jeffries somehow manages to pull it off beautifully. Ron has steered Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales since 2004, and the brewery currently operates under the Northern United Brewing Company. Visitors to Jolly Pumpkin's main brewery in Dexter, Michigan can tour the 50-barrel brew house that houses both Jolly Pumpkin and the non-wild fermented beers of North Peak Brewing Company, which are also made on site. This wild stout was brewed, onto the beer now. This wild stout was brewed with an array of specialty malts to impart deep complexity and juniper berries to give a distinct gin-like fruitiness. I like gin. It spent 12 months in oak barrels before the addition of unsweetened chocolate, which added character and depth to the flavor. Fuggle hops give the beer an easy 20 IBUs of bitterness. The ABV touches 6.5% from incorporating two-row rye malt, roasted barley, C120, and black malt, bringing forth a complex beer with the aromas and flavors of a fruited and spiced chocolate stout and characteristics of a beer noir de Flanders. This is going to be a interesting and complex beer for sure. A sour stout with juniper. So now let's talk about the beer and how it pours. Making the turn, pours an opaque, deep, dark, chocolatey brown to black, capped by a tan head. Pronounced deeply toasted and roasted. Oh, that's the aromas. So let's get into opening the beer. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me. There's a cool crown on the top. I'll try not to destroy it. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to remember to take a picture of it. Get this open here. And of course I'll put the Beer Advocate and Untapped in there. I don't have them now since I'm reviewing this blind. Didn't make a mess. Did a pretty good job not damaging the crown. I don't play disc golf, but I got a few friends to do. And got some buddies at Discraft. Super cool people. They always make discs for Whitechapel. Just really good, great guys. I mean, great guys up there in Michigan, the Discraft people. If you play disc golf, pick up your discs from Discraft. Anyways. So like it said, opaque, dark, deep, chocolate brown to black. No head whatsoever. Pronounced deeply toasted and roasted aromas. Arise from the glass as a pour with cocoa, caramel, and hints of chocolate and pronounced juniper notes. I'm just getting dark fruits. But this isn't... Again, this is from 2023, unfortunately. Juniper notes and a little bit of sourness. As it settles, savory wild yeast aromas abound with notes of rye, citrus, and berries. Maybe some dark berries. Dark, rich, and earthy aromas arise and it warms slightly, giving way to notes of black peppercorns and roasted barley. I do not pick up any of that. Sipping this beer, one finds a mouth-watering tartness and savory unsweetened chocolate, fine underlying bitterness, and an opulent juniper berry. Let's find out. Cheers, everybody. That is tart. That is very tart. Unsweetened chocolate. Very dry. Dark berries for sure. Dark cherry, dark berries. Super tart. This is really, really tart. Like mouth puckering. Wow. Maybe even sour. Beer is somewhat concentrated and silky. Fine bubbled mousse and round, full-bodied mouthfeel. No, not at all. Not at all. Maybe when it was fresh. The body's kind of thin. No finely bubbled mousse at all. Dark unsweetened chocolate bitterness with light acidity, lots of acidity. Showcases the rye malt and roasted barley backbone of this unique beer. Juniper berries are enveloped in roasty malt flavors, dark coffee notes, and sprucey and piney flavors. I don't get any of that. The 12-month maturation in oak barrels allows the beer to integrate wood expressions and tannins over time, essentially being used as seasoning and not the driving force behind the flavors. I can tell this is oak aged. I don't get the oakiness, but you get that oak drying, if that makes any sense. Like a lot of times oak aged beers have this dryness to them that's different than alcohol dryness. And this is really super dry. Very tart, very sweet. And the long lingering finish highlights the use of juniper and brought to mind traditional Finnish farmhouse ales known as sahti, which include juniper berries and often branches into the brew. While using similar grains such as barley and rye, the similarities end there. I do like sahti. I've had it before. I do like it. However, Jolly Pumpkin goes further by adding unsweetened chocolate using black malt for a deeper, darker color. So I don't get most of what they're saying in here at all. But again, this is 2025, and this beer was shipped to me in 2023. I should have looked to see if there's a date on here. It says it's a fruited stout. Oh, yeah. August 17th, 2023. And this is May 15th, 2025. It's tart, dark fruits. Don't pick up any of the juniper. It's delicious. It's very good. It is not at all what they describe. But again, it's 2 years old. It's very. I really enjoy this. But I like sours, Flanders, those kind of beers. If I were to rate this based on the descriptions, this completely misses the mark. But again, it's 2 years old. However, as far as I'm concerned, I really like this. And I would give this a horns up. It's still a tasty beer, even 2+ years old. Should have got to it fresh. Wish I would have got to it fresh. Nice tartness, nice dark fruit flavors, real drying, super drying. I wish I would have picked up more of the juniper or any of the juniper. Maybe there's some hints of unsweetened chocolate, but really it's just dark berries, dark, I'd almost go as far as say sour cherry and tart. But it's absolutely delicious. Even though it's not at all what the paperwork says or what's described on the bottle. 2 years old, more than 2 years old, this is absolutely delicious. Wish I wouldn't age this one, but I've got such a backlog of these beers I need to get through. It's an adventure trying these, especially when they're 2+ years old. Sometimes you screw up, sometimes you don't. This one was a happy mistake, I guess, because it's still really good. I really enjoy it. But it's an adventure, and as always, embrace the adventure.